want to give credit here. This is an article from entrepreneur.com. That is an excellent site that provides good material for new business people, anyone that has sort of an entrepreneurial spirit that might want to start their own business. They offer videos, webinars, they even have connections to franchises for people that are interested in that. So entrepreneur.com isn't specifically a writer's site, but they do occasionally talk about books, and they do offer some connections to some books online. Now, this article is written by Hayley Paige. Let's give her some credit as well. Hayley Paige is the founder of the award-winning Notebook Publishing and its imprints. She is also a book coach through Hayley Paige International, teaching entrepreneurs, professionals, her unique systems and methods to writing and publishing for the purpose of lead generation and increased authority. So she's focused mainly on business entrepreneurs and the art of writing books. Now, my connection to this is much of the ghostwriting that I did and some that I still do was with some business folks, some motivational speakers, other entrepreneurs, and very often they had a strong message, but they needed help getting it down into the written form. So that's sort of some of the ghostwriting that I did. What Hayley Paige offers is sort of coaching on the creation of the book and then avenues for publishing. So let's take a look at her Notebook Publishing page. She offers some different services here, and you can go to that page to see that. That's notebookpublishing.co.uk. We mentioned also Hayley Paige International, and when you go to that page, you have nonfiction mini training access and then 12-month book writing calendar. So she has a couple freebies there to give away, and that's pretty smart for the type of business and coaching she's in. So HayleyPaigeInternational.com. Want to talk about a couple biases here. Obviously, she has her own publishing company that helps people put out their books, and she does coaching in it. Then she might have an interest in steering people away from self-publishing. In addition to that, she's also very successful at what she does and has helped a number of business leaders be successful with their books. So that needs to be taken into account too. From my own standpoint, I've worked with a number of business people on their books, specifically as a ghostwriter, freelance writer. Some of them have self-published, some of them have gone through other routes. Also, as a little to the side, because it's not business related, I do make a good portion of my income from novels, many of which are self-published, so that's sort of a bias on my part as well. So you have all the information I think you need to make your own judgments as we go through this article and discuss how it may relate to us, how it may not. So why self-publishing could be damaging to your business. All right. Writing a book. It's one of the most widely held aspirations and a common feature of entrepreneurs and business owners' goals list. With the incredible results and benefits associated with authoring a book when done properly, it's no wonder that recent years have witnessed a huge surge in professionals not only aspiring to write a book, but now taking action to bring such goals to fruition. However, with this surge in book writing, coupled with the advances in technology, there have been changes in the publishing industry. Although some newly forged pathways are proving to offer avenues to success previously inaccessible to anyone besides published professional writers, other changes are not necessarily for the better and do not lead anywhere even remotely close to success. All right, so let's keep going and see what she has to say about that. In 2021, new platforms and cost-free strategies have led to a significant rise in the number of people opting for, advocating, and encouraging self-publishing. With this new narrative, there is a pressing need to consider whether the easiest and cheapest routes are the most effective, especially when your book represents your business and brand, and when anything but professional publication can prove to be hugely detrimental to the long-term success of the book and its author. So what are the pros and cons of self-publishing, and how can these be offset or overcome? The following provides a breakdown of just 3 of the many necessary publication processes requiring critical consideration, especially when the book in question is lead-generating nonfiction, being used as a means to showcase the author's expertise in their industry. All right, so again, this is more specifically focused to business-minded people, but I think there's information that can be drawn from these ideas for any writer that's considering self-publishing. So let's see what she has to say. Her first point is cover design, and the quote is, "I've always been good at Photoshop. I could design a cover myself." All right, so before we get into this, I guess her point is that a lot of entrepreneurs not only would try to self-publish, but then try to do the art themselves. You can self-publish and hire an artist, and I think she'll get into that possibly. Famous last words, and ones I've heard myself before witnessing the inevitable book flop. It is common for those advocating self-publishing to believe an author can do everything themselves and without any monetary cost, with cover design one of the most problematic areas when it comes to getting your book out into the world. A cover is the first glimpse into the book, the first impression count, so why risk getting it wrong? That you definitely want to do that right. The pro of designing your own cover, it only takes your time, so it can be done without any financial investment. The con of designing your own cover, the final cover could convey the wrong message, look cheap and unprofessional, attract the wrong audience, discourage your target market from buying or reading, and look self-published, which is never desirable. Solution: either invest in a professional cover designer, that's fine, with a background and expertise in cover design, or invest significant time in learning the formula and creative skills governing cover design in the professional publishing world. All right, so I think that's valid. I wouldn't necessarily recommend that people do their own cover if they don't have those skills, but there are people you can hire to do that for you, and still make money self-publishing. All right, so the second point is editing and proofing. I'm always picking up errors in books. I could edit my own manuscript. That's terrible, and unfortunately, a lot of self-published authors do believe that, not just ones in business. It takes proper training and a wealth of experience to become a proficient editor with the skills needed to edit, polish, and refine a manuscript to its greatest potential. Nonetheless, when cheering for self-publishing, it is common for authors to complete their own edits or ask someone in their immediate circle to just go over the manuscript for you. Neither of these will ever be sufficient, because not only do we as writers become completely blind to the typos in our own work, 100% true, and the holes in our story's plot also could be true, but there is far more to editing a manuscript than merely identifying errors. When so much work, time, and energy and focus have gone into writing the book, why not strive for perfection and make it the very best version of itself by having a skilled editor complete the editorial process? The pro of editing your own manuscript, again, it only takes your time, and so there is no need for money to be invested in the process. That's not a good idea. The con of editing your own manuscript, you might miss errors and typos. You will definitely miss errors and typos. Confuse tense, fail to identify plot holes or tie up loose ends, not answer all the reader's questions, neglect to take the reader on a journey, or forget to include important must-haves such as references or resources. Solution: either invest in professional editorial team with sufficient qualifications and experience in the editing of books and manuscripts, or learn the skills and processes of a professional editor. Whether you're a professional editor or not, even professional editors who write their own books have other people edit them. That's just the way it goes. So that advice is sound to get a editor, even if you're self-publishing. Distribution. Again, the quote here, "I can just publish an ebook on Amazon." Now, this may be an area of legitimate concern, because even if you hire professional editors, even if you hire a professional cover designer, you reach a limit at some point when it comes to distribution. Now, of course, the other side of that is that even with a publisher, you're still self-promoting. So it's not like getting a publisher takes care of all that for you. And it's also not like getting a marketing team takes care of all that for you. So this may be an area of legitimate concern, but I think it's an issue no matter how you publish to some degree. Now, when it comes to distribution, though, more than marketing, you're talking about getting in bookstores and stuff. And then there are certain publishers that'll definitely have inroads to that you just simply can't have as an individual. All right, Amazon is the biggest book retailer in the world, and although it offers a huge platform for book readers of all genres, it remains that not all people want to read an ebook or wait for the delivery of an Amazon printed paperback, and not all people want to buy from Amazon. Furthermore, some people still want to visit their local bookstore, pull a physical, beautifully printed paperback or hardback from the shelves, feel it between their fingers, and take it home then and there. Some places don't have the bookstores around like they used to anymore. With the time and energy and effort that should go into a book, it makes sense for it to have the greatest reach possible. When a book is representing an author as a business professional and their brand and company, it makes even more sense to make sure it is available as a high quality, physically printed publication and no more than one and on more than one platform, i.e., not through Amazon but Barnes and Noble. Not only through Amazon, but Barnes & Noble's, Chapters Indigo, Waterstone, Walmart, Target, Gardner's, Bertram's, and countless other key players in the book retail arena. And if she's somebody that can offer that sort of thing, then you definitely have advantages by going with a big publisher, but not everybody has that option. To self-publish an ebook on Amazon is far from the most effective and wide-reaching choice and makes entrepreneurs' lives harder when looking to maximize lead generation tools, marketing strategies such as book funnels, and free plus shipping offers. The pro of limiting your distribution, I can't imagine there's a pro. Creating an ebook on Amazon is quick, simple, and free, and comprises less than half of a handful of steps. Again, it only takes your time and very little of it. I use a formatter, then she helps me with being sure all that goes up, ebook and print copy. Of course, I don't have distribution in bookstores then. The con of limiting your distribution: your book would achieve greater exposure and reach if it was made available across various outlets and platforms. Of course, that's true, as well as in different formats, and it would allow you to utilize other marketing avenues, which is great if you can find somebody that's willing to do that for you. Solution: either take the initiative to contact and negotiate the listings and stocking of your physical book in other stores and across other networks, or widen your distribution network by opting to have your book listed and detailed on the world's retail, wholesale, and distribution channels. And there are small publishers that are able to do that, but also you as an individual can pay for some of those distribution outlets, but it's not cheap. All right. Importantly, there is never any shame in pursuing any specific route to publication if it does justify to your book. Make sure book available on a large global platform is designed, presented, and published professionally and helps the author achieve and attain the goals and results they outline at the beginning of the process. With that said, it is important to consider that the book's overall production needs to be aligned with the quality of service product offered and sold by the author and company. If this is not the case, the prospect will question whether the standards of the book mirror the services offered by the company. After all, how can you claim to achieve impeccable outcomes for your clients if you can't do the same for yourself and your book? And of course, this is mainly focused toward business folks and business books, which I've ghostwritten a few but have not published myself specifically. As the founder and owner of an award-winning hybrid publishing house which operates globally and has a team of skilled cover designers, editors, proofreaders, typesetters, publishing consultants, and marketers with access to global distribution, retail, wholesale channels, my take on book publication is simple. If publishing was as easy as self-publishing and required no financial investment at all, there would be no publishing industry. Like with anything in the world, you get what you pay for. If the most important thing is the financial investment and the need to do things on a budget, there is also the need to be realistic when it comes to the standards of production and the results that can be expected. This isn't to say self-publishing can't possibly be done to an incredible standard or achieve huge success. It can, but such cases are few and far between. That is true. Generally speaking, a self-published book looks self-published. That isn't what anybody wants for their book, especially a successful entrepreneur with high-level clients. Entrepreneur.com is a good website for anybody involved in business and people looking for ways around. She wasn't as critical of self-publishing as I expected her to be, and was pretty balanced with it, especially considering that she offers hybrid publishing services. So I think she gave the pros and cons pretty well.